The Golden State Warriors just been handed the most controversial trade proposal in franchise history? Picture this: LeBron James, his son Bronny, and Anthony Davis all wearing the blue and gold, while Jonathan Kuminga, Draymond Green, and Buddy Hield pack their bags in what could be the most polarizing three-team blockbuster the NBA has ever witnessed. The basketball world is buzzing with CBS Sports' Sam Quinn's audacious trade scenario that would fundamentally reshape three franchises before the February deadline, and the implications are absolutely staggering. Let's dissect this seismic proposal that's sending shockwaves through the Bay Area and beyond. The complete framework sends LeBron James, Bronny James, Anthony Davis, and Dwight Powell to Golden State, Jimmy Butler, Will Richard, and a 2028 first-round pick to the Lakers, while the Dallas Mavericks would receive Draymond Green, Jonathan Kuminga, Buddy Hield, and a 2026 first-round pick. On paper, it sounds like fantasy basketball gone wild, but Quinn's reasoning reveals a calculated chess match involving cap space manipulation, championship windows, and organizational philosophy. For the Warriors, this represents the ultimate win-now gamble. Stephen Curry, now 38 years old, would finally get the superstar reinforcement management has desperately sought since Kevin Durant's departure. Anthony Davis, despite his injury history, remains one of the league's most dominant two-way forces when healthy. His defensive versatility and rim protection would transform Golden State's interior presence overnight. But here's where it gets complicated. You're also inheriting a 41-year-old LeBron James earning over $50 million annually, plus his son Bronny, who has struggled mightily in his rookie season. The combined $109 million price tag for the James family raises legitimate questions about value versus sentimentality. The historical context makes this even more fascinating. Never before has a father-son duo been traded together in NBA history. The league has witnessed family connections before: the Gasol brothers, the Curry brothers, the Holiday brothers. But trading a father and son as a package deal enters uncharted territory. It's a storyline that transcends basketball, touching on legacy, family dynamics, and the business realities of professional sports. LeBron has publicly stated his desire to play alongside Bronny, calling it the fulfillment of a lifelong dream. But dreams don't always align with championship aspirations, and that's the brutal calculus facing all three organizations. Let's examine what the Warriors would actually be gaining and sacrificing in this seismic restructuring. Jonathan Kuminga, just 23 years old, represents the future of the franchise. He's averaging career highs across the board this season, showcasing the athletic versatility and defensive tenacity that made him a lottery pick. Trading him means abandoning the long-term succession plan for Curry's throne. Draymond Green, despite his declining athleticism and occasional on-court volatility, remains the emotional heartbeat and defensive quarterback of Golden State's system. His basketball IQ and leadership are irreplaceable intangibles that don't show up in box scores but define championship cultures. The financial ramifications paint an even more complex picture. Golden State's ownership has repeatedly demonstrated willingness to pay luxury tax penalties to compete for championships. They've been among the league's biggest spenders for over a decade. However, this trade would push their payroll into astronomical territory while simultaneously aging their core dramatically. LeBron's contract expires after next season, as does Anthony Davis's current deal. That creates a dangerous scenario where the Warriors could mortgage their future for an 18-month championship window, then face the prospect of Davis entering free agency with no long-term guarantees. From the Lakers' perspective, Quinn's analysis reveals the hidden genius behind accepting an injured Jimmy Butler. Los Angeles wouldn't just need value for James, Quinn wrote. Frankly, number 41-year-old, making more than $50 million, has that much of it. No, that 2028 first-round pick is really payment for renting out their cap space in the summer of 2026. This is cap space engineering at its finest. The Lakers would accelerate their rebuild by 1 year, gaining maximum flexibility in 2027 instead of 2026, while simultaneously acquiring draft capital and Butler's expiring contract as a tradable asset. It's the kind of three-dimensional chess that separates competent front offices from elite ones. But here's the elephant in the room that nobody wants to acknowledge. Trading LeBron James isn't as far-fetched as Lakers fans want to believe. ESPN recently reported that Los Angeles seriously considered sending their four-time champion to the Clippers several years ago. The franchise has proven it's willing to make ruthless business decisions when necessary. LeBron's production has noticeably declined this season. His scoring average has dropped, his defensive effort has become sporadic, and his body language during losses suggests a player contemplating his basketball mortality. At 41 years old, he's no longer the unstoppable force who carried Cleveland to that miraculous 2016 championship. The question isn't whether LeBron is still good, it's whether he's $50 million good, and whether his presence prevents the Lakers from building a sustainable contender. The Dallas Mavericks angle completes this three-team puzzle with surgical precision. They'd be acquiring Draymond Green's championship experience and defensive versatility to pair with Luka Doncic and Kyrie Irving, plus Kuminga's explosive upside and Hield's elite three-point shooting. That's a haul that addresses multiple roster weaknesses simultaneously. Green's playmaking would take pressure off Luka as the primary facilitator, while Kuminga provides the athletic wing defender Dallas desperately needs against teams like Denver and Phoenix. The 2026 first-round pick sweetens the deal, giving them future flexibility to continue roster construction around their superstar duo. So, where does this leave us as the trade deadline approaches? The brutal reality is that this proposal, while fascinating in its complexity, faces enormous practical obstacles. LeBron holds significant leverage through his no-trade clause and public influence. He's not going anywhere he doesn't want to go, and uprooting his family to the Bay Area while simultaneously acknowledging his Lakers' tenure ended in failure would be a bitter pill to swallow. The Warriors, meanwhile, must weigh whether a 41-year-old LeBron and injury-prone Anthony Davis represent a genuine championship upgrade over their current young core's long-term potential. Yet the underlying premise deserves serious consideration. Golden State's championship window with Stephen Curry is rapidly closing. Curry himself is 38, and while he remains an elite shooter, his body has absorbed years of playoff warfare. The Warriors haven't won a championship since 2022, and their recent playoff exits have exposed roster deficiencies that incremental moves won't fix. Sometimes championship organizations must make uncomfortable decisions that prioritize winning now over sentimental attachments to beloved players. Would trading Kuminga and Draymond hurt? Absolutely. But if it delivers Anthony Davis's defensive dominance alongside Curry's offensive brilliance, that's a combination capable of competing with Boston, Denver, and Milwaukee. The Lakers' willingness to move on from LeBron and Bronny simultaneously would send shockwaves through the sports world, but it might represent the cold-blooded pragmatism necessary for organizational success. Keeping LeBron for sentimental reasons while he occupies massive cap space and prevents roster flexibility is how franchises get stuck in mediocrity. Trading him, along with his son, would be painful, controversial, and headline-dominating, but it would also signal that Los Angeles prioritizes sustainable success over individual legacy management. As we count down the days until the February trade deadline, this proposal reminds us that the NBA remains the most unpredictable league in professional sports. Blockbusters happen when you least expect them, and the teams willing to make uncomfortable decisions often emerge as champions. Will this specific trade happen? Probably not. But something equally seismic could be brewing behind closed doors, and the Warriors, Lakers, and Mavericks all have compelling reasons to shake up their rosters before it's too late. What do you think? Would you pull the trigger on this trade if you were running the Warriors? Is trading the James family the right move for the Lakers' future? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and smash that like button if you want more deep dive analysis on the wildest trade rumors shaking up the NBA. The deadline is approaching fast, and the next few weeks will define championship aspirations for years to come.